What's up, guys? It's Duncan here, Cage Fan, bringing you guys an album review, this time of a very, very anticipated album by one phenomenal band that has been blowing up over the last few years. And that is the album entitled, sorry if I butcher this, but it's Infestissumam. I don't know how to say that. And that is by, of course, the band Ghost, or as in the US they're now considered Ghost BC. Now, before I get on with this, I'm going to say this. I fucking loved Opus Eponymous. I basically got into this band a year ago, a little over a year ago, and I loved what they brought to the table. I mean, these guys, this is like a breath of fresh air for modern metal. I mean, they brought a lot of the old school heavy metal type elements into their music, and they really blended it well. It sounded just like something straight out of the 70s, if that makes any sense. And now we're into this album came out in 2010, and this comes out, I believe, next week, this new album. And this had a lot of high expectations for a lot of Ghost fans. But were those expectations met in comparison to the debut? I know a lot of Ghost fans are going to fucking hate me for this, but this is my goddamn opinion. It's my opinion. It's going to be different than yours. You're just going to have to accept it. I'm sorry. But this album did not live up to its expectations as I expected. I mean, I heard the couple songs that they released year one in Secular Haze, and I thought they were decent, but when it came to listening to this album, I've listened to it a few times now, and actually no, a couple times, excuse me. I've listened to it a couple times, and it just didn't seem like the magic that happened on Opus Eponymous. I mean, when it comes to Ghost music, I expect something extremely evil sounding. Opus Eponymous was a very evil sounding record. This album, however, was not. I will say this, though. The lyrics on this album are fucking fantastic. I mean, the typical satanic lyrics that you've heard on the debut, and they brought that to this, which is great. I love the lyrics on this. Definitely follows what Ghost is known for. And, of course, the vocals on this record are phenomenal. Both lyrics and the vocals are phenomenal on this record. I can't really complain about that part. So those are one of the few things that I like about this record. The rest of the album, just I listened to the first 4 songs off the first time I listened to this album, and I was just completely bored to fucking tears. This is what happened. They went way too freaking happy with this album. It's like the Beach Boys went satanic for a second. Really? Come on. This does not fit with Ghost sound, in my honest opinion. And nothing about this album has been really memorable for me. I mean, Opus Eponymous was chock full of freaking riffs that you could just remember every time you listen to the album. This album, however, just no. I can't think of a memorable guitar riff in this album at all. Maybe it might have to grow on me. I'm not sure if I'm even going to listen to this album again. I will say the bass lines in this album are pretty solid, like the first one. Obviously, the first one being a lot better. The drums on this album, I will say, are simplistic. They were simplistic on Opus Eponymous, but it actually fit the music, and it was somewhat interesting. The drumming on this album just completely bored me. I mean, I'm a drummer, yes, but simplistic drums can interest me if they fit well with the music. The simplistic drums on this record does not interest me at all compared to what Opus Eponymous did. And the mix is not all that great. One of the biggest gripes I have, and I know I'm saying what Count Blagger said in his review, but this album is full of freaking keyboards that are just over the top, and it's kind of just blanking out all the rest of the music in the mix. I'm like, it's overbearing, really. It's louder than everything else on the record, which kind of just kind of blows my mind how they would do that. Why they would do that. I'm not digging that part at all. The keyboards are just, there's a lot of it on there. It's everywhere on this record, and it's overpowering every instrument on the album, which kind of bugs me. The production is really not that great either. This is not a digital sounding band. It sound like I'm gonna say like what Sean said. They sound more like an analog band, not digital. It just doesn't fit with their music. That's really all I gotta say about this album. I was expecting this album to be good. I wanted to like it, but I just simply couldn't. This album is so far the biggest disappointment to me this year to come out in 2013. 2013 has been a phenomenal year for music, but this is just an utter disappointment for me. If I were to give this album a score, I'd probably give it a 4.5 to a light 5. I'm starting to sound like Anthony Fantano, but fuck it. That's really all I gotta say about the album. If you guys like this album, fine. It's okay. Go buy the record, support the band. Go to their shows. I would love to see Ghost live. I almost did last year with Mastodon and Opeth. I really wish I could have gone to that show, but it is what it is. I mean, this album just did nothing for me. I really wanted to like it. It's a big disappointment in my eyes. I know I'm going to get a lot of butthurt I almost said goat whore. Ha! I'm going to get a lot of butthurt from hardcore Ghost fans about this record. Honestly, I just didn't like this album at all. So that concludes my review. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for subscribing to my channel and watching me rant on about this album. And I'll see you guys later. Peace out and keep it metal.